I was thinking, being born white nowadays rather than like between like 1500s to the 1800s, whenever slavery was around, you probably missed out, son. It's not lit no more. Like, you know what I mean? A lifestyle where like you need to depend on yourself and produce love of yourself. I don't think that's a white trait. Y'all never really obtained that. And just thinking about it, damn, like you had so many things you could do in that ever you can't do today. And you literally could treat someone however you wanted to treat them. That's crazy, like literally. And then the being able to profit on so many things. Cause listen, these niggas probably buy seeds or whatever, probably not that much. Then they have people, the slaves, crop these seeds or do farming or whatever, produce, take that fucking agriculture that they created or whatnot, the crops, sell the crops, get profit off the crops, don't get paid for none of that shit. And more or less the slave owner profits off all of that, and he barely had to spend anything. Do you know how much profit he gained? And that shit was happening for 400 years, bro. So that means generation after generation, they were following that process of more or less having people do shit for you. And by them doing it, you're fucking saving so much money. And white people still assimilate that same ideology or structure of reality, bro. More or less cheat codes, little fuckery, to get through the system. And it's funny, they create the system. And I have another theory. I feel like they created this little confinement of artificial reality because they viewed previous people who more or less didn't have to alter nature. They went with the river rather than going against it, understanding how to use nature in the best way possible. And I mean, more or less understanding everything about this shit to a T. Like how we understand our own little world. Like green means go, red means stop. You know what I mean? Little social constructs we made in this little society that we have, they understood the universal law of nature and shit like that. And I feel like white people are obsessed over that shit, but they know they couldn't be like that. And the only way they could simulate that is they had a controlled environment, like the fuck we live in today. But then sometimes this shit not truly controlled. Sometimes this shit is out of their control. Man, fuck them niggas, right? One of them niggas. And I got another thing to say. I feel like this notion of black versus white, I think the beginning of it wasn't that simple. I feel like it was very detailed and specific. We know black people are probably the most diverse people on the planet. So just saying black people would be very fucking moronic, because what type of black people you talking about? Is people that are black, very much black, but they look totally different history, different everything. And we know for a fact there's certain black people on this plane today who never interacted with white people, ever. So what the fuck do you mean you enslaved all black people? I think it was actually very specific. I think it was a specific type of black group of people who were more or less the embodiment of what Europeans wanted to be, and also they would contradict the history or reality that Europeans wanted. So these niggas had to be wiped from existence. Like, more than just killed, everything about them needs to be wiped. And if anything, they'd probably take their history and act like they was them. And then the people who were them, they give them different names. Or probably absorb these niggas, meaning interbreed with these motherfuckers, wipe out the melanated parts of them. Eugenics, bro. That's why you see how white people look so drastically different nowadays, bro. Them niggas is taking in certain genes from certain groups of people, bro, and attaching it to themselves, and then they make this shit is slime, bro. This shit is real slime, bro. And then people don't understand how real demonic, not even demonic, bro, just how detailed and important this shit is and what's really going on, bro. These niggas really taking data from you, attaching it to their being on some predator shit, bro. Gangster, bro. Gangster. I know what a pure white person looks like, bro. Word of my life. I know what a pure white person looks like, and I know how a hybrid white person looks like, and I know what a mixed person. When I mean mixed, definitely 50% black or white, whatever, right? And when I mean hybrid white, I mean that look was very much intentional. Like, okay, that mixed person, right? Mixed white. Or black white. They have a child, that mixed person is going to go straight to a white person. Repetitive in the next cycle. And then that third generation, that would be the hybrid white person I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was thinking about this, looking at myself in the mirror and shit, like just putting shit together, bro. Gangster, like. I think it got like to the point where all melanated people started being enslaved once those people got taken out of their position. And now, you don't have anybody you don't have this group of people to tell the other group of people, like, nah, these niggas bugging. These niggas, they try to take our information. That ain't them. You know what I mean? Or more or less, they probably know the actual truth about these European Arabic motherfuckers, bro. Gangster. And, you couldn't have that around. But we know that. We watch movies, nigga. We know how this shit go, bro. Like, when you have someone around who could fuck up your whole journey, your whole everything, you can't have them around. You gotta get them niggas out of there. Yeah. Just like that, bro. And like I said, like, if you wasn't born in the 1800s towards, like, 15, or whenever slavery was, promising, you missed out. I think everything after that and before that is no good for a white person. It goes down from there. That's probably, like I said, best time to be white. The greatest time to be white. It would never be like that ever again. Ever again. Word. Because the difference from now, and I think, like, in all of time, melanated people, indigenous people who are very diverse and different from each other are going to have this time and moment to actually find something that makes us one. Because you haven't realized all indigenous people see themselves as different motherfuckers. For example, niggas in Australia, them niggas got totally different languages and customs. And with that being said, they don't know how, certain groups wouldn't know how to interact or communicate to each other. Ain't that crazy? They've been living there with each other for so long, they still don't have a language to communicate and speak to each other. Now, we're going to have some type of event in our lives that more or less make it where we need to know or be able to communicate to each other. Word of bro, like, I get to this realization where this world is really not what it seems. Meaning, like, everything that's told to us to be truthful, like, feeling good is gonna cause positive outcomes. That's true, but then sometimes not feeling good, feeling like shit, and wanting to get out of that shitty feeling is what caused good outcomes. So, like, like, pain. I'm trying to say, like, pain, and then, like, trying to understand the pain and calculate the pain is what, like, creates good outcomes. Even so, like, good times create weak people, and bad times create strong people, right? So, like, I just think because this world is just so contradictional and misleading, it's not actually telling us the truth of reality and trying to prep us to be a well-rounded person, living being. But as it should, like, when you know the embodiment or the foundation of this reality or country, this shit's sick, bro. This shit's sick, bro. It's sick, bro, because they want to tell you all the grand, positive shit, dream big, then say, no, don't dream big. Like, it's just on you to pick what you're going to listen to. Gangster. So, yeah, I was talking about that shit real quick. I was also thinking, my last little thought, the black people who survived that shit, though, they had to be beasts, bro. Cause imagine going through all that shit. Imagine seeing all those experiences and still have this mindset, nigga, I'll kill you all, nigga. What a bro, like, that's a different type of person. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm like someone who going through all that, seeing all that, that's a different, that's scary. That's scary, bro. That's a scary motherfucker. I want him on my team. What a bro. Alright, but that's all I wanted to say today.